Today we're going to take the berms from looking like this to looking like this. This is the Barefoot Farmstead. In order to do that, we're going to use this machine. This is a Flory sweeper. We use these primarily for harvest, but in the wintertime, we use them for our sanitation. So the nuts that don't get harvested fall on the ground, or you shake them out of the trees and they land on the ground and all the leaves, and you got to clean them up, put them back into the centers. And so we're using this. I don't know what model this one is. I can't remember, but I do know it's old. Sold, in fact, it's got a Wisconsin gasoline motor on it, and they don't use those anymore. They use diesel. So how this works is it's got these fingers on here, and they are on a paddle, and it spins like this, and it's on an angle, as you can kind of see. And so the nuts and leaves that are on the ground get swept like this over to the middle. And then this right here is a blower. It's like a big, well, it's a big blower. And that blows the nuts away from the trees into the next row, or in this case, the leaves. These levers right here activate the blower, so it's allowed to suck in air, and a big fan in there spins, and it blows the nuts. So something that's a little different between this one and the new ones, kind of the first thing you might notice is there's no cap. So you're out in the elements during harvest. It's super dusty and hot. No air conditioning. So you're eating the dust and you're hot. The other thing is this blower back here on this one is super small. The newer ones, I mean, the blowers are that much bigger. Like they're huge. They can blow nuts and leaves super far, 10, 15 feet, and they work really awesome. What they don't have is a duct taped can of old peanuts as a coffee holder. You know, custom. So let's get this thing fired up. Let's get after it. So you might be wondering, like, Zach, why does it matter if there's leaves right here by the trees? So there's a couple answers. Number one is everything we do in farming, almost any crop, is all about harvest. How do you make harvest easier and better? And the way we harvest almonds is we grab the tree with a shaker, and it shakes it, and all the nuts come crashing to the ground right here. So after about 5 to 10 days of letting them sit on the ground and dry, come in with a sweeper and you sweep them into the center, very much like these leaves are swept to the center right there. If the berms are full of weeds, the nuts stick in the berms and in the weeds, and they don't get swept to the center. So you got to spray a lot. I don't like spraying. I do it because there hasn't been a better alternative created for harvesting almonds that is good for small growers like me. So we have to shake them down to the ground. Well, since I don't want to spray very much, I spray a pre-emergent. That gives me about 3 to 6 months of protection against the weeds specifically on the berms. By doing that, it cuts out 1, 2, maybe 3 sprays. Maybe I just need a spot spray, a few weeds here and there. And it keeps the berm clean so that the nuts get blown off the berms and swept into the rows really easily, and everything runs smoothly. The second reason why I want them clean now, it goes along with the pre-emergent, it goes along with the sprays, is if there are weeds on the berms and the nuts get stuck in there, the sweeper has to go a lot slower. I have to hire out the sweeping because my old sweeper doesn't do a good enough job of blowing the berms. It would take me forever. And that's a lot of money per hour to run those sweepers. Plus, the nuts that do fall down after we've winter shook, we got to sweep those into the centers, mow them up. If I don't, a pest called navel orangeworm, the larvae gets into the nut that's still out here and eats in there, overwinters, and becomes the moth. I think it's a moth. Anyway, it's a flying insect, and then it's going to lay eggs in the orchard, and it's going to put more worms in the nuts and cause more damage. And if I don't want that, I either have to spray the trees, which we do a little bit, but if I want to cut out a spray, if I want to do my best to not spray chemicals in the orchard, I have to do stuff like this. I have to do mechanical sanitation, is what we call it, so that I don't have to spray as much. So it's kind of a win-win. It's extra time and a little extra money up front. On the back end, it's better. And besides, who doesn't like just driving equipment around all day? You know, sure beats being inside the house doing taxes today. I should probably be doing my taxes. They don't need my money, right? Thanks for watching my video today. If there's anything else on the farm that you want to know about, any equipment that you want to know about, maybe look at a newer sweeper, the shakers, tractoring, you know, anything you want to know about, let me know. Hit the like button, that helps out. And if you want to watch more, you got to subscribe. That way you can see what's coming out. Thank you. Have a great day.